Detective Knight here with the Common Sense Police Department. Got a case across my desk recently about some people asking some really stupid questions that they needed some common sense injected into this shit. So, here we go.
Why do you assume only other races like fried chicken? I love fried chicken. It should be a white person stereotype because of me.
Time to let this one go, guys. It's a 230-year-old stereotype. Let it go, let it go. Like, it started because people thought that if you eat things with your hands, you're a dirty person. Well, now fried chicken has sort of become a regular thing in the American diet, you know, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeyes. There's even other things that we eat with our hands, like cheeseburgers, hamburgers, french fries. I mean, come on. Like, we eat veggie things, like veggie trays, you know, you take the carrots and you dip it in the thing and you eat it. Like, eating with your hands isn't really considered dirty anymore. Like, just let it go, man. No one cares. And if you do still care, man, you're just perpetuating racism. Come on. Let's just be honest, you know? Like,
why do we make it so we only have pumpkin in the fall? I want pumpkin all the time.
Well, nobody makes it, so we only have pumpkin in the fall. Pumpkins are served in the fall because pumpkins have to be harvested before the frost comes or they'll fucking die. So, I mean, it just so happens that after you plant the pumpkin and it grows to maturity and you harvest it, it happens to be fall. So we decided, hey, there's a lot of pumpkins, we should use them. It's kind of just science, the science of gardening, so I don't know really what the fuck. Nobody made it so that there's no big conspiracy where they're like, oh yeah, we should just hide all the fucking pumpkins in the summertime and just bring them out in the fall just to annoy people. That's not a fucking thing. Also, if you want pumpkin all the time, just get your happy ass to Walmart in the fall. Go buy those pumpkin pie filling things. You know, they sell them in the cans or whatever so they never, like, expire. Stock up on those, and then fucking during the summertime, make yourself a pie. Also, if you like the smell of pumpkin, just get a damn candle.
Why can't most white people dance?
Seriously, like, is it genetic or something? Do we have, like, stiff hips or, like, 2 left feet?
I can dance.
I've seen plenty of white people that can dance. There's, Britney Spears, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Chris Evans. Yeah, it's another stupid stereotype that just let it go. Let it go, let it go.
Why do you get so annoyed when other people don't speak English?
English is hard. We have silent Ks.
Okay, this next one is about context, right? So if I'm in America and I'm trying to fucking, you know, like order some takeout or something, and I'm on the phone and the person on the other side can barely speak English. Like, I'm trying to order my food, so I'm probably hungry. You know, when you're trying to order some takeout and the person on the phone can barely understand you and you can barely understand them, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Like, let's just be honest, you know? Like, if I go to France or whatever and I refuse to learn French, but I choose to live in France, pretty sure the French people would get pissed off at me because they'd be like, dude, you live here, why don't you just fucking speak the language, you know?
Why do we get so excited to brag on Instagram that we went to this really cool, authentic cultural festival, even though we went with all of our white friends?
Well, maybe that person who was posting things on Instagram is just excited about the activity that they went to. Why does it matter what the activity was and who they went with? Like, is that really that big of a concern? They're just trying to go somewhere to learn some stuff or maybe try some new food or something. I don't really think that's a problem if you bring some friends with you that also happen to want to try the same new foods and shit. So I don't really get this question. I guess that's my answer. Why the fuck do you care what the people look like when they post on Instagram? They're just sharing their life.
Why do white people spray tan until they turn orange?
Can't you just be comfortable in your own body?
I'm just saying, it's not tan, it's orange.
Well, maybe the question should be, why do spray tan places have orange in their color line? Like, people aren't supposed to be orange. But I guess some people choose to be orange. It's a free country, so whatever. Is it weird? Sure. Does it really bother me? Not so much. They walk by, maybe you laugh a little, you know, whatever.
Why do you think that since you've seen 5 seasons of The Wire, you're a cultural expert?
Anybody who thinks that's just being a fucking asshole or a fucktard. Plus, like, you watch TV, you're not really an expert on anything. Like, I'm not an expert on, you know, SVU just because I watch a lot of Law and Order. I'm more of a common sense person. I don't let Olivia Benson deal with, you know, the sex crimes and shit, so. I guess if you learn information, that's not really bad, but I don't think that makes you an expert. I think that person's just trying to brag a little, you know, just let him brag and leave him alone. It's not that big of a deal.
Why do you believe everything you see on TV when it comes to other races?
Who does this? Who believes everything they see on TV? If you believe everything you see on TV, dude, you need some help, dude, because it's fake. It's make-believe, okay? You know, like, people trying to make stuff to entertain you, like, some of it's based in real life, but not, like, exactly real life. You know, it's, like, inspired by real life. So, like, yes, cops arrest people. That's a thing. So when they show it on TV, yes, that's real. As far as, like, cops do arrest people, but, you know, that person's not actually getting arrested. They're just pretending to be arrested. So when it comes to other races, it's the same thing. Like, it might have been inspired by something that happened, but it's not exactly what happened, so don't believe it. That's stupid.
Why do we get upset when a TV show becomes diverse, even though diverse usually just means 2 to 3 people of color?
Okay, I actually made a whole video about this media representation shit. And it's not because the TV show became diverse, it's because it was forced. You can watch the video, I'll put the link down below, but like, it feels like it's being shoved down my throat and I don't like it. That's why you get upset. It doesn't mean that you don't like the people on the show because they have a tan. It's not, you know, if they put an orange person in the show, it's whatever. Like, it's just when you put the orange person in the show and then you like make a huge fucking deal that they're orange because it's like inclusive or whatever. That's the annoying part.
Why do you assume movies with white stars are automatically more relatable than movies with people of color?
People of color have had to relate to white characters for all of cinematic history.
I don't give a shit what the person looks like on the show. If I fucking relate to them, it's because I relate to something they're going through, or, you know, something in the past that they had, or some kind of thing that they got a problem with or whatever. That's what I relate to. It doesn't matter what they look like. How many times do I have to fucking say this shit? It doesn't fucking matter. It's the personality of the character that I'm fucking relating to, not the color of their whatever. Jesus Christ.
Why is Viola Davis the first black woman to win an Emmy for Best Actress?
Well, because there is a first for everything, so maybe she happened to be the first to win an Emmy. I congratulate her because she's a fucking good actress. Like, I saw her on How to Get Away with Murder. She's really good. She's also in Law and Order a little bit, SVU. She's really fucking good on there, so. Okay, this next one kinda insults me a lot.
Why aren't we complaining that the Oscars and other award shows are like all white?
It's just like white people congratulating other white people on being white.
Everybody should be represented.
Detective Knight asked me to answer the Oscar question because she knows that I have strong feelings about it. So, I've always wanted to be an actress. One of my biggest goals was to win an Oscar because I felt like the Oscars to me are this prestigious thing that if you work hard enough as an actor and you do really, really well, then you get recognized for your efforts. And like, for all the time, you know, traveling and working long hours on set, I felt like the Oscars to me were always just something that I looked up to. And so for these people to kind of just like shit on my parade is just really, it's recognizing film excellence. So if you want to be excellent, then just be excellent. It's really hard. I don't think that the Oscars should just give you a pity Oscar. Is that what you want? You want, like, someone to just give you an award, like a participation trophy? That just makes the whole ceremony not mean anything, and that just, like, breaks my heart to think about, honestly. Like, Aren't we modern humans smart enough to know that it's personality and attitude that matters? It's not what your human packaging looks like. Who gives a fuck? I don't understand why there are certain people that just won't let this shit go. Like, basically, I don't agree that the Oscars were too white. Like, that's just stupid. You know, not all the white actors have award like Oscars, so clearly that means that some of them just haven't made it to that level of film excellence yet, but they keep trying to do better. The reason it's so difficult to get an Oscar is because you have to be really good at what you do, and being really good at what you do takes a lot of effort. So it's sort of this thing for me anyway, it's a very like strong motivation to keep improving myself, to keep doing better, to keep trying to be better. And like that, I feel like that should encourage people in the acting industry, like actors and stuff. I feel like it should motivate them. And if you turn it into like a pity Oscar thing, then that's not gonna motivate anyone. Like, that's just gonna be like, oh, I can do a shit job and get an Oscar because it doesn't mean anything. I don't want that. That's stupid. I mean, I would rather just not have an award in that case, because I want my award to mean something. God, and that whole thing about white people congratulating other white people for being white, that's so rude and disrespectful to the Oscars.
Why don't we know the difference between appropriation and appreciation?
Why can't we figure out how to make our own pop culture, our own slang, our own cool clothes, instead of stealing other people's cool clothes and then saying that they are our cool clothes?
Kind of think we do make our own slang, actually. I mean, the phrase "I can't even" is a kind of a white thing. Like, I can't even with this shit. Like this fucking video, I can't even with it. Like, yoga pants, a slouchy sweatshirt, and those Ugg boots, you know, those fuzzy fucking short boots with the fur on them. That's kind of, I feel like that's a thing. It's a white pop culture thing. I mean, I don't really see other people doing that. What leather jackets and denim jeans are, and I don't get this whole stealing other people's cool clothes. What the fuck is that? If you're stealing clothes, man, that's theft. You shouldn't fucking do that. Yeah, I don't understand cultural appropriation, because it's like it's saying that somebody owns something that's an arbitrary idea, and that seems really kind of fucked up in the head, honestly, because you're trying to own people's ideas, you're trying to own people's minds. That's not cool, dude. Stop that.
Why are white people obsessed with Wes Anderson?
This is another general, like, comment that doesn't apply to everyone. I have a bunch of friends who probably don't even know who Wes Anderson is, so...
Why would you ever say thug life? It's a bad life.
Maybe they're being sarcastic, maybe they're just, you know, trying to look cool. If they're trying to be whatever, just... It's harmless, dude, just leave... I don't know, God, well... Getting a fucking headache, need some damn coffee or something, or a fucking donut, I don't know. Fuck this.
What do you have against seasoning and spiciness? Didn't Christopher Columbus discover America looking for spices?
It's not that people have a thing against spiciness, it's just that sometimes the level of spice is too fucking high. It's so high that it's like I'm eating a bowl of fire and I can't even taste whatever the food is that I'm trying to fucking eat because my mouth is on fire and I'm sweating and I'm crying because I can't, like, get any comfort in my mouth because it's just fire. So
Why are casseroles our thing?
Can we figure out how to make our own pop culture?
What? You literally just said in question 13 that we can't figure out how to make our own pop culture. Yet you're saying now we have a thing, casseroles are our thing. What the hell is this? Also, a little history lesson. In the 1950s, lightweight metal and glass cookware became available, so people decided, hey, let's make some stuff, put it in this, you know, nice glass cookware, throw it in the oven, make some food. Jesus.
Why do you try to avoid confrontation at all costs?
Well, I don't try to avoid confrontation at all costs. I mean, I am a police officer, so I guess it's just some people that you run into that are pussies. I don't know.
Why is it crazy that I'm white and I have a big butt?
It's a stereotype again that you probably should just let go. Let it go, let it go.
Why do you make such a big deal when somebody doesn't want to hike?
Maybe you've been hanging out with people who really like the outdoors. Maybe if you don't like the outdoors, you should not hang out with these people.
Why do you keep talking about reverse racism? That is not a thing.
We are the people in power.
Racism is about oppression. Sorry, white people have not been oppressed.
Okay, I used to think this was a thing, but then I realized no, racism means discrimination against anyone based on the color of their skin. So if you're being racist, you're being racist. But the second part of this is horseshit. Racism is not about oppression. Racism is about discrimination. Racism is seeing somebody who's darker than you or paler than you and being like, hey, you're stupid. That's racism. Yeah, racism causes oppression. It's not about oppression. That's the difference. So you can oppress somebody based on their race because you're racist, but then you can also just be racist by calling someone some name or something because you don't like that they're darker or paler than you are.
Why are you too afraid to speak up when someone says something racist?
Also, racism is sometimes subjective because, like, people, people are so fucking sensitive these days, right? So, like, somebody could say something completely innocent and this other person thinks it's racist. So, but then maybe they don't speak up because it's only racist to them, but it's not actually racist. Like, they're just, pussy that gets offended all the fucking time.
Why do we think that having one friend of color means that nothing we say or do could possibly ever be racist?
I think maybe it's because you think that you're special because you have a friend of color or something, when in reality, again, you should just not judge a book by its cover. Who cares what color your friend is? If they're your friend, they're your friend. So be nice to your friend. Like, why is there even a doubt in your mind that you could be racist to your friend and then think that it's okay because they're your friend? Like, what the fuck is this question? If my answer didn't make any sense, I don't fucking care because this question doesn't fucking make any sense.
Why does being half white automatically make my commentary on white culture only half true? I am just as much white as I am Mexican.
If you think your commentary doesn't mean as much or is only half true, then maybe you should take a look at yourself and think, are you believing in yourself? Like, do you think that things you say aren't important? Because if that's an individual problem that you're having, maybe.
Why do you believe that Black Lives Matter means that your life doesn't matter?
Every life matters. It's just that one has a harder time living.
Here's the thing about English syntax, right? So when you say all lives matter, you're saying everyone is included in the all lives. If you have a life, then you fucking matter. So when you say Black Lives Matter, you're saying that just Black Lives Matter. So that's why people think that their lives don't matter if they're not black when they hear that. That's really all that is. It's English syntax. I know you guys, social justice whiners, always want to put the fucking race card in there for stuff, but it's really just a matter of English syntax in the language. So
Why do you get offended when you see a table full of black people, but not when you see a lunchroom full of white people?
before in history, when black people were not allowed to do stuff, they wanted to be included in stuff, which that seems reasonable because we shouldn't have been rude to them like that. So now that we got rid of all the segregation stuff or whatever, so now everybody can go wherever they want. Because everybody can do whatever they want, now when we see people sort of segregating themselves by choice, after, that whole history thing of we don't want to be segregated, but then you see them kind of doing it to themselves, but they don't see it that way. They don't see it that way, which, you know, that's fine. That's their opinion. But it kind of looks like they're trying to segregate themselves, maybe, to other people. So I think that's why people get annoyed about it.
Why do you always ask to have a white people club?
You already do. It's the student union. It's primarily white. They have a black student union because you don't represent them well.
Well, I think it's because every other, like, group has a club. Like, the student union is not the white people club. The student union is for everybody. Everybody can go in the student union. So other groups, like the South American group, can have a group. So why can't, you know, the Irish group have a group? Is that what?
Why do you see the success of people of color as a threat to you?
Anybody who thinks that anyone else's success is a threat to them probably means they're jealous of them. I don't think it matters what the fuck they look like. If a person's got jealousy problems, they're gonna have jealousy problems.
You know that a 2-minute video about whiteness isn't reverse racism, right? 2 minutes about whiteness, hundreds of years of systemic oppression, yeah, I think we can deal with this.
Yeah, it's just a video about stupid fucking people asking intelligent people questions, but then making intelligent people feel fucking stupid because some of these questions are so stupid I can't even fucking answer them.
Why are we upset about immigrants when we were the first immigrants? And we were white people running away from other white people. That kind of shows you how bad white people can be.
Okay, we're not upset about immigrants. It's people that come here that think they can stay here without following our laws. If I go to fucking England, right, and I demand to live there, and I demand all of the rights of all of the English citizens without being an English citizen, they're gonna be pissed off at me. That's all that is, okay? That's all for today, so be civil. Stop acting like whiny, entitled little assholes, and I'll see you on the next fucking video.